Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Top 5. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
My name is James Baker.
Jaye McKeown.
Welcome, Jay. So it's James's turn, but we're going to go through iconic female characters in popular culture, but mostly TV and movies.
Yeah,
I think.
definitely.
And it's James's turn this week. So James's apostrophe after the S, and don't put the S at the end. Bad grammar.
Yeah. I'll tell you where to stick that apostrophe. I'll have you know.
I'll bet you will.
Yes. So,
smash the like button then.
Yes, let's do all that stuff. Hold on. Oh, right. Listen, my top 5 iconic female characters from TV and movies. I'm going to start with. It was really, really tough, but I'm going to go with number 5, Sarah Connor, or should I say Sarah Connor, from obviously the Terminator films. I just remember watching the film as a kid and just thought she was a worthy adversary for the Terminator. And if you're a worthy adversary for the Terminator, you're just so badass. It's unbelievable.
So badass, you're good ass.
Yeah, so badass, you are good ass, definitely. And she comes from humble beginnings. You know, she's like that waitress in that that restaurant that you can just forget about. You know, you can't even remember the name of it. She's just a nobody, a complete nobody, to be, you know, the mother of the leader of the resistance that would ultimately, you know, I guess we don't know because all this time travel stuff.
Ultimately mess up the
no. But the bottom line is she is an absolute badass. Yeah. And it's hard to go into anything else, but she is the iconically amazing.
Do you know that the first time you see Linda Hamilton in Terminator, she's serving food, and the first time you see Danny in Terminator Dark Fate, she's serving food.
Oh, right, okay.
That's a fun fact.
Linda Hamilton is so good that James Cameron married her.
Aye, for a few years.
And then didn't.
But she is, I think she's absolutely amazing. I just remember watching that as a kid, and you just, you know, what you watch her and the other, you know, female iconic characters at the time, and you just don't think you're female and you're iconic. You just think you're amazing.
I think you're thinking more of the T2 thingy O'Connor. Yeah.
I mean, she is the ultimate badass. But I just love the journey she takes through the original Terminator film, from being this waitress to really
kind of. First one, she's not really the lead. Second one, she's very much the lead, isn't she?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's at the end of the first one. Is she pregnant? She's a total badass, and then she's not just normal. She's not just like a few weeks. She's like many months. So she's just.
Because the guy that gets sent back, they have a love affair, and that's their kid.
That's right.
Michael Biehn, is it?
Michael Biehn, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on so many levels, her ability to handle a gun, or the fear that kept her alive through the massive chase that is Terminator 1, and then her ability to face that fear in Terminator 2. Forget the other ones, except the last one. Actually, I really quite like that, and I like the fact that Linda Hamilton returned to that role. I thought that was a brilliant thing. That's a theme that's going to reoccur in my top 5. Someone who from years ago returns to that role. But I just think Sarah Connor is an absolute badass and a worthy contender for the ultimate role or the ultimate female iconic, fictitious badass of all of our top 5s. So Sarah Connor. Badassery, yeah, totally. Right, so okay, number 4. Laurie Strode from Halloween.
Oh yeah.
So if you've seen the Halloween films and stuff, and I think when John Carpenter made these films, the 70s, it was at late 70s, early 80s. You know, she was very much She was a proper scream queen / victim, and you were just. I guess she was our everyman. We viewed, even though we weren't, the majority of people who watched those horror films weren't female. We viewed our film was through her eyes. She was the babysitter, and I was ultimately afraid for her life, and I really enjoyed them. She was quite weak, and she played that role very well, that scream queen role, which I don't think should be a thing anymore. You know, the scream queen. I don't know, Jaye. I don't know what you think. Have you heard that phrase, the scream queen?
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not a phrase much longer.
Yeah, but it's a
TV show called it Scream Queen.
Don't they have is it a reality TV show thing?
With Jamie Lee Curtis, in fact. She plays
Jamie Lee Curtis.
The principal of the college, I think she is.
Yeah.
What reality TV show?
No, it's a proper film thing. Have you seen it?
Roberts, isn't it? Yeah, there's quite a lot of popular celebrities in it.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher's daughter's in it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she
what is it? What is it, Jay?
Headphones.
What is it, Jay?
I think it's I've not watched it. I think it's quite big in America. I think it's just a bunch of famous celebrities. That's all I know, and it's a teen spinning that I don't really know. But I know
a drama, or is it
I think it's a bit of a drama, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of.
All right, I didn't know that. I didn't know this thing existed.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer type thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've seen a couple of episodes. Sam watches it. But yeah.
I've got a problem a wee bit with you not with you, James. You're like, I hope that's not a thing. You know, the scream queen thing. Scream queen. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because I think people are just offended these days. I don't know if you're offended by the term scream queen, but today I saw a thing, and it was somebody was offended by a T-shirt because it was a little girl with it was an Asda or something like that, right? And it was a little girl, like a cartoon girl, and her hair was like black. Her skin was brown, her hair was black, but it was like her hair was like kind of fuzzy felt, so you could kind of touch the hair, and it felt like kind of fuzzy hair. But people were offended because it was like because black people always get. Everybody always apparently asks black people if can I touch your hair. So they were offended by that T-shirt.
No, I'm not offended by the term scream queen, but Jordan Peele, who obviously does a lot of cool sci-fi and does a lot of cool films, he has. I'm not sure he's made it a point of not putting a lead role as a white male, as a race.
Oh, right, the victim.
As the as the hero. So he doesn't put white males as the hero. He's just like, I've seen that story before. I'm bored of that. So I'm going to go and do all this stuff. So I guess that's the level that I'm kind of getting on. If that makes sense.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know, I mean, in certain films, I think they probably need the element of the scream queen character, but I think it could be not just typically always females. But bringing that element in other types of characters or other dynamics, I don't know. I mean, horror films will need some sort of element of that. I don't know. It'll probably need to grow and progress. I don't know.
Oh,
when you think about it, Shaggy and Scooby are the scream queens.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, I mean,
sometimes I see
quite modern actually.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I see these things as a regression rather than a progression. It's like I don't want to get political and all that, but I just think sometimes people are offended for the sake of being offended, or they're offended on behalf of other people type thing.
The only reason that it offends me, scream queens, is because I think it's lazy now. I'm not offended by it. Like if someone found a way to make the scream queen relevant again, I'm just like, that's fine. But now I'm just like, I'm just bored of it.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
totally
cliche.
agree.
It's cliched writing.
It's cliched and it's lazy. Kind of like it's a damsel in distress. It's the whole Leia thing. It's the whole reason why we're doing this YouTube video.
Has anyone seen that movie? It Follows.
Yes. Well, sorry. I said yes. I meant to say no. I haven't seen it, but I know what you mean. I know what film you're talking about.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a twist on it. Whereas it was in a way, it was a kind of modern take on the kind of Scream Queen type vibe, and that it was a kind of unseen thing, a sexual disease, wasn't it?
Yes,
but not that. Yeah, I didn't actually enjoy that film.
I didn't enjoy it either. No,
not as
I like the idea of it, but I didn't think it was as great as everyone said. But yeah, I'm sure it wasn't Laurie Strode's mum. Is she Janet Leigh from Psycho?
Aye.
Wasn't
Who
she
was the original
Scream Queen? So Jamie Lee Curtis. Jay, are you writing this down?
Yeah.
I hope you are. So
it's like horror movie Family Tree.
I know. So so her mum's obviously the original Scream Queen. So she, I don't know, somehow became or found herself in that role.
Tony Curtis it was her dad. Write that down.
Okay.
and now she's a baroness, I think.
Is she
a baronet?
No, baronet.
A clarinet.
Baronet is the thing.
So listen, do you know what I really, really like about Laurie Strode is that when they made that 2018 Halloween film, the thing was totally reversed. So she is absolutely not the Scream Queen, and I'm sure we spoke about this in one of our recent videos. She's not the victim; she's the absolute distorted badass, and everything in the original film where she was the babysitter and so innocent has been totally flipped. Where she knows what's coming and she knows how to handle it, really, because ultimately she wins. Spoilers. Sorry, I should have said spoilers first, but yeah, she wins. Or does she?
My video's not moving.
You're moving here.
Ah.
Yeah.
See if I refresh this, does that mean that I'm going to get locked out?
Probably.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to go on to my number 3. I'm going to leave Laurie Strode where she is. I'm going to go to number 3. It's 11 from Stranger Things, or L from Stranger Things. Yeah. And a lot of and in many of the top 5s we've done, or top 10 we've done, a lot of my likes have been surrounded by the fact that how I watch these films as a kid, or how I watch these films with my family. And Stranger Things is one of the only TV shows that myself and Gillian and Faith and Heidi will watch as a family. And 11 has such a brilliant story arc, and she's totally amazing, totally badass. It's seeped in the 80s. It's Netflix, so money's not an issue. So they make everything look like the 80s, but Elle is just brilliant. She stands up to her dad. Is it Hopper or Hooper? Hopper.
Yes,
Hopper.
He's a bit of a dick, and I know I like to talk about characters who are a bit of a dick, but he is especially in the second season when he's kind of trapped her in the kind of hut in the middle of the woods to try and look after her or protect her. She needs no protecting. She's one of the most badass people on the planet. And I just really, really like her, and I like how my girls see her.
I think he's not trapped her, has he? He's isolated her for her own safety.
He's a bit manipulative.
Yeah.
Just like any parent would be, I guess. Jaye, you've watched Stranger Things. What do you think of Elle?
I love it. I think she brings, like, as you're saying, the girls, it's more so thinking for them as well. Because obviously, we all love Stranger Things, I'm presuming. But even, like, my brother's the same age as Heidi, and he's watching a female strong character. Like, she's one with powers. She's, like, so badass. And him being a boy, I don't know, I just think it brings something totally new in that sense, that, like, it's this huge phenomenon, and at the centre of it is this almighty powerful young girl.
She is so powerful.
Yeah. It's the fact she's so young as well. You're right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's transparent as well, because, like, she goes through typical teenage things, like even with Hopper, like I think he traps her in a room probably to manage teenage years. Like as you're saying, like, and protect her, like she just doesn't need protection, and probably so many people relate to that. Like, I don't know, I love it.
There is a certain amount of innocence about her, though. Still, when it comes to like kissing boys and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I think that's a teenage element of it.
Yeah. I think if there was a huge battle, she'd be fine. But maybe she wouldn't be fine with kissing a boy, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just me being a 46-year-old dad.
Yeah, I think
that stuff.
I think that's what they're aiming for, to make her relatable, yet make sure everyone knows she's the badass of the series.
Do you know what I really, really like about it? There's so many films and there's so many TV shows where it's about the son's journey. It's the son and the father, whether it's Lion King or whether it's Luke and Vader. There's so many films and TV shows. It's just about the son and the father. But to get something that's like the daughter and the father, that's just different, and I really like it and connect to it. Obviously, being a father of two girls, so
she just thinks something completely new. Even the way like they've obviously made her character look. I mean, she changes the look of what typical normal teenagers aspire to be, and people love her. Like,
it's funny how she's such a badass, but then in season 3, doesn't she go into that shopping mall, Starport, and she doesn't know how to dress, and she relies on someone else who has no powers to just kind of help her.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Great.
I think all the characters in that show are really well written. They're all rounded personalities. There's no one there where you're like, oh, this is a stereotype. Even the kind of plucky reporter, the older sister, even she's more than just a plucky reporter.
Totally.
And so they have kind of archetypes of those characters, but they still find themselves in vulnerable situations. It's part of the reason why people complain about Rey Skywalker, Palpatine, whatever her name is the fact she's great at everything. Elle, for all the power that she has in the world, she's still vulnerable at other things. She doesn't know really how to interact with people because she's still learning that. She doesn't know how to dress, and Max helps her out with that in the Starport Mall. She doesn't understand relationships as well. She doesn't understand why Hopper is trying to protect her from the outside world, because she thinks that she's powerful, then the bad guys can't hurt her, and Hopper's like, no, they'll find a way, and that's why he's kind of like, puts her in, hides her away from the world kind of thing.
He does, yeah.
So I every character in that show is really well written. Even the bad guy, the Max's older brother as well.
Is it
Billy?
He is very well written.
Yeah, I loved his arc all the way through season 3. I thought it was great.
Love his mullet.
His mullet was amazing. Yeah, great mullet.
Nice six pack too.
But that's what I like about that.
Lovely.
Eleven's character, though, is that she's not all powerful. She's powerful in one way, but she's not all powerful. And that's good, because every character has a flaw, vulnerability.
Well, that's the whole reason why kryptonite was invented.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
we're going
Superman,
deep, folks.
you can do all this.
We're going deep.
Yeah, no, we are going quite
going long.
Because it's just like, if you would read a comic book every month and the character is just invulnerable or is just the toughest character there, then that's boring. They need to have a weakness, and that's the reason kryptonite was written into the comic.
Yeah.
So
my guess is there will be kryptonite in season 4 of Stranger Things. Now that you've said that,
my guess is Hopper's still alive.
No, kryptonite. Well, yeah, no, he's definitely alive.
He is. Wow. He definitely is.
All right, okay, sorry, I'm just saying something. All right,
I've seen pictures.
I think the Hawkins Institute is going to find some way to curb her powers. That's what I think. And something's going to happen, and she's going to have to break free of that. That's what I think. Just as you said that there.
Should we just stop this top 5 and just talk about Stranger Things?
We'll do Stranger Things.
Right.
Stranger Things
when when Stranger Things
guys,
season
let's
4
leave
starts.
Elle where she is. She's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go into my my number 2, which is Ellen Ripley, and I know Jody, you spoke about her before, but just think she's totally amazing from the first film. You know, when I think she's our everyman. She is our view into that kind of I'm a bit bored on this spaceship kind of thing, which is maybe where I get my whole love of sci-fi. You know, if it's boring, then I like it. But then
I love it when you say that.
I know. I just love space. I just love looking at a blank space.
Stars.
Just it's all stars doing nothing.
I'm going to do you a painting of just a black canvas.
Yeah, that's
fine. It would be good actually. A black canvas with pinpricks in it, right, and lit from the back. It looked like a Star Wars.
Jaye, you might not be in on this thing, but
cool.
And like my films that I really, really like and I find iconic are probably quite boring to most folk. So, but listen, maybe you did know that. Let's go back to Ellen Ripley. I think she became who she was when she realizes the danger towards the end of halfway through the original Alien film. But I think she comes into her own in Aliens, if we're all being honest. And
yes, definitely.
I love
badass.
She is, and she's still. It just goes to show, like, her relationship with Newt shows her ability to still be like a motherly figure, but it's just like, do not mess with me. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter how strong you are or how much of an alien you are. If you threaten my child or my, get out of my child, even though they weren't, mother and child, I will come after you. And I just love that about her. That made her who she was, I think.
Yeah.
It also gave, the stake, raised the stakes a little bit as well, because the alien queen was the mother to all the eggs as well, and so there was a kind of that kind of thing.
I'm kind of a similarity.
Mm-hmm.
So
protection thing.
Yeah.
And I know we've spoken about Ellen Ripley, but I just think she's brilliant. Jaye, I'm not sure if you've watched the Alien films. I can't remember if you said you didn't, but at least the first two are essential viewing, I would have said. Mm-hmm. She's a great character.
Actually. Three's all right. That's the prison one, isn't it?
Yes.
3 is the prison one.
That's the Dave Fincher one.
4 goes a bit weird.
It's got Ron Perlman in it, so you can forgive 4.
Yeah,
a little bit.
4's
they play basketball and that.
Winona Ryder's in it as well.
Well, okay.
She is.
But 4 is I've not seen very much.
They play basketball in it.
Yeah, it was directed by that French director that did Delicatessen and The City of Lost Children. Remember those movies in the 90s? Lost everyone.
No, you haven't lost me. I just can't give you the answer you want, but you've not lost me.
I'm saying I think it was. I know it was.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a common theme here. Oh, I think it was that person.
I'm pretending.
I know.
I can't remember the director's name, but he directed the Delicatessen and then
Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Yes, there you go.
That sounds like the most French person I've ever. He smells of garlic. He's so French.
Wow.
Yeah. Easy, Jody.
Probably best just cut me off.
Good Lord.
Is he? No, I'm not going to say.
I love. Listen, just before I close, I love, especially in Aliens. I think Aliens was the thing I love about Ellen Ripley. I love her mullet that she's got, and I love her. She's not afraid to, when she goes in with she first gives that speech to the Marines, and they're all joking around and just like, you're just been silly. Mm-hmm. And she's so serious, and she is a reality check, and she's proven right, obviously, ultimately, she's proven right, but it's by their deaths, by the people who she's lecturing to, she's only proven right by their deaths, and she tried to tell them so, but they didn't listen to her. And I just think she's amazing.
And there's also a nice wee homage to her character, Ripley's character, in The Mandalorian as well.
Enlighten us.
Kind of plays a mother figure to the child as well. which is a nice.
That's a tentative link. That.
How's it tentative? Clearly,
always trying to get Star Wars in here somewhere. Slow.
I know.
Varmint.
Stop talking about the Last Jedi. Sake.
Right, listen. Ellen Ripley's my number 2. I'm going to go with number 1. I know it sounds really on the nose, but I'm going to go Wonder Woman, not just any Wonder Woman. I'm going to go with Linda Carter and what she'd done in the late 70s and the early 80s. So it's not Gal Gadot.
Is there any other Wonder Woman though? I wasn't.
Just think for what she'd done at the time and how iconic she was and how amazing the music was. And her outfit was brilliant. And at that time, when you're watching her on the TV screen, if someone said, do you want to watch The Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby as Bruce Banner, or do you want to watch Wonder Woman as played by Linda Carter, I probably would have said Wonder Woman. And back in the early 80s, my dad had a video camera, and there's footage, I don't know if I can get this on here, but my dad was interviewing me somehow, and he was just like saying, so who do you want to be when you grow up, son? And I was like, I want to be Wonder Woman, Dad. That's how iconic she is to me.
Probably best to keep that one to yourself, James.
Oh, probably shouldn't put that on the internet.
Can you cut that bit out? Can you? But no. I just thought she was brilliant. I want to be Wonder Woman, Dad. I want to be Wonder Woman, Dad. And he's like, you can see the camera shudder a wee bit. Back in the 80s.
Did he have the lasso around you at the time though?
No, he didn't have the lasso, truth.
Do you know what? If you said that now,
stuff.
If you said that these days, so you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to be Wonder Woman, Dad. So Linda Carter specifically, I just thought her was so visually iconic, music was iconic, and the TV show was revolutionary. And I think the whole it wasn't obviously Steve Rogers as Captain America, but it was Captain Steve someone. He was the damsel in distress. She always ended up saving him. And that's the whole point of this, top 5 female iconic roles, because we kind of want to flip it on what we always normally see. She always saved Captain Steve, and he was a captain. She always saved him. Yeah. He was always a bit rubbish,
Yeah.
He was the damsel. So anyway, she's my number 1, and that's my top 5.
All right.
Good.
Sounds good. All right. So that was thank you all for watching. That was James's top 5. So we had Sarah Connor, Laurie Strode from Halloween, 11 or Elle from Stranger Things, another Elle, Ellen Ripley in at number 2, and then finally Linda Carter's portrayal as Wonder Woman from the 1970s classic TV show. It was a good show. It was a great show.
Very good show. Very good show.
But yeah, that'll do us for tonight. So don't forget to hit the old subscribe button and the notification bell whenever you get the chance. And you'll get more videos like this. And don't forget to smash. Sorry, guys. You can just peek over there. Don't forget to smash the like button and share as well, because it really helps the channel out. But I think that'll do it for us. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Right, Sloan.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers podcast.